Here is a strange fact. The AI that millions of developers use to write code cannot actually touch code, not one file. Here is why. A large language model, the thing behind Claude, does exactly one job. You hand it text, and it predicts what text comes next. One token at a time. Ask a question, and the most likely next text is an answer. Ask for a function, and the most likely next text is code. That is the whole trick. It is astonishingly good at that trick, but it is still just text prediction. So when Claude writes you a beautiful function in a browser chat, think about what happens next. You copy it. You paste it into your editor. You run the tests. You fix the imports. Then you carry the error message back to the chat and paste that too. Count the steps. 5 round trips, and the model did one of them. It cannot open your files. It cannot run your tests. It cannot change anything on your machine. You do all the doing. You are the missing piece. Claude Code exists to close that gap. The docs call it the agentic harness around Claude. It provides the tools, context management, and execution environment that turn a language model into a capable coding agent. Harness is an abstract word, so here is the picture in one line. A language model is an engine. An engine on a stand revs all day and travels 0 miles, because power is not the same thing as motion. Claude Code is the car built around it. Same engine. Wheels, fuel, a chassis, and a driver. That is the whole analogy. And we are done with it. Because what actually matters is what the car is made of. 3 things. Tools, so it can act. Context management, so it knows what to look at. An execution environment, so it runs on your real machine and your real repo. The docs put it in one line. Without tools, Claude can only respond with text. With tools, Claude can act. So, what are the tools? They come in 5 groups. File operations, so it can read and write and create. Search, so it can find things by pattern or by content. Execution, so it can run any shell command. Web, so it can look things up. And code intelligence, so it can see its own type errors after an edit. 5 groups. That is the entire surface. And everything Claude Code does is some combination of those 5, and it uses them in a loop. 3 phases. Gather context, take action, verify the result. The docs are careful to say those phases blend together, so it does not feel like 3 steps. It feels like one motion. Say you ask it to fix the failing tests. It runs the suite to see what breaks. It reads the error. It searches for the source file. It reads that file. It edits it. Then it runs the suite again to check its own work. 6 tool calls, and you typed 1 sentence. Day to day, that means you hand it the chores, writing tests for untested code, fixing lint errors across a whole project, merge conflicts, dependency updates, release notes. You describe the job in plain language, and it does the job. Features and bug fixes work the same way. Tell it what you want, and it finds the files, makes the changes, runs your tests, and fixes what breaks. Then it commits, branches, and opens the pull request, and you can shape how it works. A Claude.md file holds your project instructions, and Claude Code reads it at the start of every session. /init writes one for you. Keep it under 200 lines, because the docs are clear that longer files get followed less. And be honest about what it is. Claude treats it as context, not enforced configuration. Guidance, not law. It also keeps auto memory, notes it writes for itself across sessions, on by default. Skills package a repeatable workflow so your whole team can share it. Hooks run a shell command before or after an action. And MCP connects it to Google Drive, Jira, Slack, or your own internal tooling. It also scales past one session. Subagents work on different parts of a task at the same time. A small crew instead of a single worker. It behaves like a proper Unix tool, so you can pipe into it. Tail 200 lines of your logs into Claude-P and ask it to Slack you about anomalies. pipe a git diff into it, and ask for a security review. And it runs on 7 surfaces: the terminal, VS Code, JetBrains, the desktop app, the web, Slack, and GitHub Actions. Same engine, every one. Convinced? Here is the whole setup, start to finish. On Mac, Linux, or WSL, install is one line. Curl the install script and pipe it to bash. On Windows, PowerShell has a matching one-liner. Prefer a package manager? Homebrew and Winget both work. Then check that it landed. Type Claude-version, and you should see a version number with Claude Code after it in parentheses. Now, the one step people get backwards. Go to your project first, then start the tool. CD into your project folder, and then type Claude, not the other way around. It works on whatever you launch it inside of, so that folder becomes its whole world. On first run, it opens your browser to log in. If you ever need to switch accounts, that is /login. Now, my favorite part. Make your first message a question, not a task. Ask it, what does this project do? And then just watch. You attach nothing. No files, no copy-paste, no context dump. It reads the code itself and explains your own project back to you. That is the moment the difference from a chat window really lands. Try it on a repo you know well, and see if it gets it right. Then make your first change. Keep it tiny. Add a hello world function to the main file, and watch what happens. Because it does not just do it. It shows you the edit and asks first. Your first session starts in manual mode, which walks you through every edit and every command. Nothing changes without your yes. There are 6 permission modes, and you will meet 4. Manual asks before it edits a file or runs a command. Reading is always free. Accept edits lets it write files without stopping, but it still asks before running commands. Plan mode is the careful one. Claude reads, researches, and proposes a plan, but will not touch your source until you approve. And on Pro, Max, and Team plans, the everyday starting mode is Auto, where a separate classifier model reviews each action before it runs. The docs are blunt about it. Auto mode reduces permission prompts, but does not guarantee safety. Shift-Tab moves between them. From Auto, one press takes you to Manual. Then it cycles Manual, Accept Edits, Plan, and back. 5 commands cover almost everything. Claude on its own starts a session. Claude with a task in quotes starts working on it immediately. Claude-P prints one answer and exits. That is the one you script with. Claude-C continues your latest conversation. And Claude-R resumes an older one. Those last 2 matter because every session starts with a fresh context window. It does not remember yesterday unless you resume. Inside a session, /clear wipes the context. /help shows you everything, and /exit gets you out. 2 tips before you go. 1. The escape key stops Claude immediately, mid-action, no questions asked. Knowing that makes everything else feel safer. Press it early and often. 2. Be specific. Fix the login bug where users see a blank screen after entering wrong credentials. Will beat fix the bug every single time. The model is not psychic. Detail in, quality out. So that is Claude Code. Not a smarter model. The same engine you have been using all along. Finally given wheels, fuel, and a chassis. Install it. CD into a project you know well, and ask it what the project does. That first answer is the hook, I promise. Next episode, we put it to work on something real.